Should I invest or should I pay off my debt? A very important question. And I want to get to that right away for you. But before I do, I would like for you to consider to subscribing to my channel. Each week I put out great content for you, and I'm going to help you become the person financially that you're definitely trying to become. So again, hit the subscribe button and the bell to remind you or to get notifications every time I put out a new video. I'd love to share it with you, and I'd love to have you subscribe to this channel because I feel every week that I'm trying to help people become more financially responsible and more financially aware. Now, let's get right into it. Let's talk about whether or not we should either pay off our debt or should we invest in, say, the stock market or rental property or things of that nature. So here's my answer for you. It's my personal opinion and personal experience that when you decide to pay off debt or invest, you should think of this. If you have credit card debt can run you anywhere from 14% to 25%. That's 25 cents on every dollar that you have charged on your credit card. That's a lot. It's a lot to even get that much in the stock market, a 25% return. Now don't get me wrong, you definitely can get it in the stock market. You definitely can get those returns if you know how to invest, if you are an experienced investor. However, if you're a newbie or neophyte, things of that nature, if you're just getting into investing or in the stock market or maybe rental property, then I would suggest, and this is the way that I did it, I would suggest that you pay off, especially if you have a credit card. I would definitely suggest that you pay off the credit cards first. And again, credit cards charge you anywhere from 15 to 25% interest on every single dollar that you have charged on the credit card. Now, where are you going to get that? I mean, every dollar. So if you've got $10,000 and it's 25%, that's $25, $2,500 annually that you're charging you, and not even including late fees. Wow, we don't want any late fees, definitely. So I'm telling you, it's my own personal experience to what I did. And the things that I did was I paid off my debt. I started with credit cards. I started with the smallest debt first because those things encouraged me to continue to pay off my debt. In other words, if you line all of your bills up from least to greatest, start at the very least and then get to the greatest. And here more defined as to what I mean. Let's say you have a credit card and you owe just $500 and it had that interest rate of around 24% or 25% on you. Then with that in mind, you want to start off with that particular credit card or that particular bill, pay it off first, and then use the money. If you were paying $50 or $100 a month on that particular bill, use that money to go to your second debt that you have. And until it begins like a snowball. To quote Dave Ramsey, you want to start with that financial snowball there and get it rolling for yourself. It's so important for you to do that. It is so important for you to consider paying off your debt, because every time you get yourself in debt, what are you doing? You are delaying your financial future. That means your paycheck, all of your money, when you go and cash your check, man, when you go and cash your check and you're delaying having this money for yourself. You need this money. This is for you, man. This is your cash every week that you're delaying by doing what? Not getting out of debt. So I would like for your check to completely come to you. Now, you can't do anything about lights, gas, water, any of those things, and possibly a mortgage or where you're renting. Can't too much do anything about that. Unless you're renting a mansion, then I would suggest to downsize a little bit until you get out of debt. But bar that, I would suggest for you, like I did, I started to pay my debt off first. And then that allowed me to take my check every single month, set aside a certain amount. You can start off with $4, $400, $500, whatever. Even let's just say well, Malcolm, I'm financially strapped right now, and let's say you get a refund check at the end of the year. This is all hypothetical for you. Well, take that refund check. Don't buy new stuff with it. And go ahead and use that to pay off your debt. Any kind of way that you can come up with extra money. If you have clothes that you haven't worn in years, but maybe the tags are still on them, maybe they're in perfect condition, man, have a garage sale. Do whatever you have to do to come up with that extra money. Deliver pizzas. Sign up for an Uber to be an Uber driver, a Lyft driver. You can do a multitude of things to help you come up with extra cash so that you can continue to pay on your debt. Now, let's say if it's a bank loan, here's what you can do for a bank loan. You can go down to the bank, and when you get ready to have extra cash that you want to put on your bank loan, here's what you should tell them. You should say, you go down there and you do this either over the phone or however you want to do it, either in person or through an app. But this is what you want to share with them. You would tell them, I would like to make an unscheduled principal payment. That means you're not going on the interest. You're not going on further and further on the interest. You're paying specifically on the principal. So you're lowering your debt every single month. Listen, man, I put out videos every single week, and I want to share my financial experience with you. I didn't get there by myself. I had millionaires that practically adopted me, man, and shared with me how in the world do you become financially independent. I didn't know. There was not. I read books, all the books behind me. Some of them are biblical, some of them are financial books, but I didn't know. I had to have a mentor. So my mentors showed me the way out of debt. I was buried in debt, but I struggled and I got in there and I worked my way out one at a time. I worked those bills out. I started with the small one. Going to do a recap here. Start with your smallest bill and then work your way up from there. As you pay off the smallest one, let's say if it's a $500 loan or $500 debt on your credit card, get that thing paid off. And then the monthly notes that you were making toward that particular credit card or bank loan or car note, then once you've got that smaller one paid off, use that money and pay off the second largest one. Okay, the second one that's from the bottom of the list that you made out of every piece of debt that you owe, every person that you owe, every bank that you owe, every credit card that you owe. This is why I say I prefer paying off debt, because you get a guaranteed rate of return. If you owe $10,000 on your credit card and you pay it all off, then you would have saved that 25% return that the credit card company would have gotten, or that they would have charged you. So that's my thing for tonight, man, or today. That's my thing. I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to make sure that that's my difference in between investing and paying off your debt. I'm going to side for now with paying off your debt. And now later in further videos, I'm going to be teaching you how to invest. You can make 100% return on your money in investing, but you got to know how to do it. And I'm going to walk you straight through the things that I've done. I've had some 100% returns before. I've had some 200% returns, but you don't get it every day. Don't let a guy on the video tell you that he's getting 5,000% returns every other day. It's just simply not the truth, I believe, in my experience. But nevertheless, man, I am Malcolm Jackson. I want to be your coach. I want to be your money coach. I want to be your mentor. Each week, tune in here. Every week, I'm going to be putting out new content, and it's all going to be dealing with money, investing, rental property, and things of that nature, things that I've done, man, so you can get your hands on lots and lots of cash. I want you to do that, okay? So please hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell to remind you every single time I put out another video on the subject of money. All right? Thank you so much for tuning in, man. I so appreciate you guys for tuning into my video, man. Come here each week. I'm Malcolm Jackson for the Malcolm Jackson Millionaire Mindset channel. I love you guys. God bless you and take care.